I brought you on Peace Talks in order to ask you one question, have you talk about it. And that question is, what does peace mean to you?
All right. Well, that's a difficult question, right?
It's a big question.
So you can go two different ways, like macro, micro, right? I don't know. For me, on a personal journey for peace, I looked at it as like finding inner peace with me.
Gotcha.
And some of the things that helped me find that was just being able to communicate who I am to the world.
Yeah.
But my mom used to tell me, like, as long as you could say who you are in a calm, respectful way, that's all you really need to do.
Gotcha.
Respect. So, like, for me, that's how I come at peace.
Okay.
Just like being able to define boundaries with people, and then not getting into it with like needless.
Having that ability to calm yourself and not get accelerated with somebody.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. Just by virtue of like going out and doing what you're doing in society, whether it's your job or whatever, you can get yourself into so many different situations.
Gotcha.
And I really think like emotional control, being aware of your own emotions and stuff like that, that goes a long way.
Gotcha. Your triggers, how to be able to adapt and cope with all those things,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
For sure, yeah.
Being a pharmacist, in relation with peace, what do you think that means as far as, how can peace be implemented in your field?
Pharmacy, especially a community pharmacy, that's like a small part of society where a lot of wants and needs are trying to be met on a daily basis, right? But the interesting thing is if we're unable to be on the pharmacy side, deliver those wants and needs, you'll be surprised how quickly peace goes out the window because people are not.
Like, I need it.
Exactly. Yeah, people are not happy when you tell them I can't give you this because of this, and this. So for me, kind of what I was saying earlier is that I had to learn how to kind of control my reaction to that. If somebody's throwing negative energy at you, you got to be able to. Handle it.
Gotcha.
Like in biochemically or however you want to express it, like you get that fight or flight response, right?
True.
So if I'm at my job and someone is yelling at me, my natural instinct is defend myself and then, get into it with that person. But, over time, you develop that professional sense and, a lot of these folks, when they come into the pharmacy, they're in different emotional states. They're, their wife just got diagnosed with cancer. Now I'm the last stop, so I have to try to show a little bit of compassion, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Empathy for sure.
Yeah, empathy and compassion, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when they're yelling at you, it's like, well, I'm trying to help you. You got to work with me on some avenue,
How do you go about communicating to them, like, you need to chill? Or do you tell them about, maybe other medication that they can take? Or
you're talking about the medical system right there.
This is true.
This
is true.
And that's a whole nother, that's a bag of worms right there. But, how I go about it is that I try to deliver what they're needing, right?
Okay.
And what they want from the medication perspective. And then doing it in a way that it's not hurting them and it's contributing to their health. The challenge, though, is there's a lot of rules, regulations, and, insurance companies, all these things in place that prevent me from delivering that, So, at that point when that, situation is happening where someone is not really listening to you, I just have to be quiet and kind of reflect on them.
Gotcha.
And what I mean by reflect is like, if they're, throwing that angry, stuff at me, I say, hey, sir, obviously I could tell you're very angry. So in effect, I'm mirroring their emotion.
Gotcha.
Like,
and that's a part of listening.
Yeah, and that's a part of listening.
Yeah.
Because if you're just, one thing I've noticed is if you just sit there and try to throw logic at someone like that, it's not reasoning and all that stuff. It's not going to work. So
Gotcha.
Showing being reflective and saying, hey, I can see what you're going through, then they can at least see that you're trying to meet them on their level. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I think that's helped. And then other times some people, they're not listening, so, and in those situations, you kind of have to, ride the situation out.
Gotcha.
I think another interesting thing is behavior, right?
Okay.
So there's passive behavior, aggressive behavior, and there's assertive behavior. And I try to demonstrate assertive behavior in the face of when someone's trying to be aggressive towards me, and what that is body language, eye contact,
body language,
and then also just displaying that I like to say just having a backbone, you know, but like I'm not ever raising my voice to that level.
Gotcha.
I'm not, you know, like displaying, you know, like
The aggression that they're...
the aggression body
Yeah.
language wise, you know. But I just try to, you know, come up to them, meet them face to face, and say, "Hey, sir, unfortunately, at this point, you know, I can't help you."
Gotcha.
You know, and more 99, you know, times out of 100, that's enough to work. You know, so.
I feel that, man. Well, Wes, I want to
Yeah.
thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Can I get a hug, man?
Yeah, sure, dude.
All right,
Yeah.
man.